the readers. You had to go back to the car. I suppose we could pop these windows open.
Check. Check.
Are we live?
It's great to see all the youth out there on the lacrosse field welcoming our varsity players onto the field. Of course, it is youth night here. And again, I want to thank Ron's Old Stone Pet Lodge for providing free Panther Cubs for the first 100 youth here. Again, we'll see how that goes throughout the broadcast with 100 live Panther Cubs. Mike?
Good evening, Jim. What a beautiful night for lacrosse here. And here at OCA Media, we'd like to welcome the fans tonight as the WIAA has a game tonight between the Eagles of Sauk Prairie and your Oregon Panthers. Beautiful night for lacrosse, isn't it, Jim?
It sure is a beautiful night. And again, we want to thank you for joining us for Panther Lacrosse live on OCA Media, your home for Panther sports. And again, my name is Jim Schleck with my venerable partner here, Mike Kestnick, nine-time OCA award winner for Best Local Lacrosse Broadcaster in Southeastern Dane County.
Don't forget the two runner-ups, please.
Oh, sorry, 11-time participant award winner for the OCA Southern Dane County Regional Lacrosse Broadcaster of the Year Award.
Yes, thank you very much. And what a night. And Jim, I think we're in for a great contest this evening. It's beautiful lacrosse weather. I tell you what, if the listeners don't know it, Jim and I have been doing lacrosse games, and we've been coaching lacrosse games for years, and we've seen it all from 90 degrees and humid in the summertime to basically winter squalls.
It's been a variety of weather here in Wisconsin. That's what you get with spring lacrosse. I'm also noticing something new on the field, Mike. Did you see the emblem that's been painted?
Look at that.
That looks fantastic. It looks like the Badger Conference track meet will be held right here in Oregon coming up this spring.
Yes, I bet they've already had one or two here. Maybe
Yeah.
a couple of duels. But as we look at the field, so it's a beautiful night for lacrosse. The listeners may know we have pointed this out in the past. Logan Leatherberry is taking the south goal, and he has the sun in his eyes right now as the sun's going down. Whereas the north goal, it doesn't seem like it's going to be much of an issue, does it, Jim?
No, it should be no problem. And again, Is Mickelson, state leader in faceoff percentage, is going to be taking the faceoff for the Oregon Panthers. On the wing, we have Trevor Barlow, and I believe it's Cato Mickelson on the far side. All right, again, surprise, surprise. Is Mickelson with the faceoff win? Comes up to top left if you're looking at the goal. Swim dodge, moves to his left. He actually told me before the game there'd be no left-handed shots based on his wrist. Just missed a pass there to Jacob Yeakley.
And what did the poor boy do to his wrist?
I don't know. It's just a wear and tear after that Middleton game. Again, Cato Mickelson up top. He's going to make a dodge on that midfield move left. Good take. Just missed the outside right. The ball be coming in back. Good backup back there.
Yes, and I guess I should mention, Jim, as a face-off specialist, you do take a lot of wear and tear on your wrists, forearms, biceps, triceps, labrum, perhaps. Am I missing anything?
Nope, just a lot of hits.
Okay.
Shot right in the goal.
Nice.
Boom, Jacob Yeakley. Looks like we, outside of Cato Mickelson out there, we have pretty much a senior starting lineup, which is great. I know Tim likes to do that, get the seniors out there for the starting role. We had Lane Kinsley out there. Lane's been playing since he was about 5th grade. And then Brayton DiMartino, which, again, I can't say enough about Brayton. That's one of the hardest working kids around. I'm excited for him. I believe he's heading off to Whitewater next year to pursue a business degree.
Yes, and I do see Jim on senior night here at Panther Stadium. We do have a number of seniors. I haven't added them all up yet, but.
Yeah, and again, senior night here, that means if you're over 62, you get in at half price.
Yes, you get a free old-fashioned, don't you?
Nope, they stopped serving those at the concession stand before the game started, Mike. But if you are a senior, I know it's late. This would be like coming out in the middle of the night. Another goal by Yeakley.
Boy,
That's two. It's a good way to start.
Yes, good showing for senior night.
Yes, and again, I know all those seniors, we've made additional wheelchair parking, and for senior night, it's great to have them here. It's almost a dichotomy at being youth night and senior night.
Yes.
It's just a merging of everyone feeling whimsical. It's pretty great. So, again, I also wanted to introduce a new member of the broadcast team. This fella comes to us from Cassville, where he was 5-time state wrestling champion, has been in lacrosse for years, but now is taking up the coaching ranks. So I wanted to enter a new member of the broadcast team, Mr. Chad the Kid Nide, right here.
He's a legend.
Is this turned on?
Good evening, Jim. Good evening, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Good evening. I need to mention, is Mickelson also another face-off win, as you would say, imagine that. And it appears
Trevor Barlow sweeping left,
Trevor,
moves it back to Parker Rydell. Up top. Back down low to Braden Kennecke. Brady Zimmerman's back there. So Braden moves it over again to Parker. Parker moves it up top to Trevor Barlow. You know, he's a lefty. Tiger team beat Trevor Barlow. Got to move upstream. Too many passes. We got to finish that one. Is Mickelton slips on this wet field? We had quite a torrential downpour yesterday. But again, I want to mention that we welcome Chad Nide to the broadcast.
Well, yes. Good evening, guys. Thanks for having me. It's a beautiful night here at Panther Stadium for sure. It's fun to come out here and celebrate these seniors. Been watching these kids play for several years here now, and they've really led this team to a great season. They've kind of slowly picked away at a very impressive record going into the playoffs as a 5 seed here. I believe only 2 losses on the season, or maybe just 3 now, actually. But still, great season anyway by the Panthers, coming up as the conference runner-up. And looking forward to seeing what these guys can do tonight, and then also in the playoffs starting next week.
Well, for sure. And Chad may be a little modest, but we haven't mentioned, Jim, a feature of Chad's chat room. We haven't mentioned that, have we?
I'm sorry, but Chad's chat room is not something that we're encouraging. That's a different product.
Oops.
Chad chats, though, with other folks around lacrosse certainly is something that we are promoting. Chad made his bones down in the Cassville area doing human interest stories around local farm supplement stores and the wacky antics that occur there. And then, he also then came up through the broadcasting world. He covered a number of wrestling events. As I mentioned earlier, Chad was a 5-time high school state champion for wrestling. Chad, tell me, what was your favorite human interest story that you did there at the farm implement store?
Well, Jim, I would have to say it was definitely our muffler belt mechanics. We were really doing a big piece on those guys. Those muffler belt mechanics, they were quite impressive. They really, they could take care of all those implements. And took care of those Cassville farmers, allowing them to get those tractors out in the field, get the crops that were needed to be harvested, to feed that livestock, get it out there, distributed down the mighty Mississippi and around the country. So
for sure, I hear the muffler belt mechanics have strong hands.
Yeah, they do.
They might be good lacrosse players then with strong hands.
I bet they would be.
Oh, that was a nice shot. Oh, just missed. Good save by the Sauk keeper there. Again,
human vice grip hands, to be honest with you.
You wouldn't want to shake hands with them, or you probably wouldn't want to arm wrestle them. We all know the famous Sylvester Stallone film Over the Top. If you recall, the gentleman who wore his hat backward, not Lincoln Hawk, but one of the fellows in the overalls.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Is it true, Chad, he was a former Cassville muffler belt repairman?
Absolutely. He's actually one that he kind of has a patent on the muffler belt tension pulley, and he brought that into play just because just your average guy, they were not able to get those belts on without that tension pulley. So really him pioneering that allowed all the other mechanics around the country, and even some of your at-home farmers, to be able to to take on that repair on their own. So he was really an icon in the diesel mechanic implement.
And that was Ryan Petrosky's muffler belt custom puller. That strap has changed a number of lives, and we might just want to take a moment to recognize the Ryan Strowowski strap for the muffler belt. But meanwhile, a lacrosse game is happening.
Yep, thanks for mentioning that, Jim. And yeah, back to this game. How about it? The Panthers came out hot, but since then the Sauk Prairie Eagles, they've kind of settled into their own here, playing some pretty solid defense, and turned the Panthers over a couple times here, made a couple stops of their own, and starting to possess a bit on their end.
Those Eagles like to possess. Have you ever seen one catch a fish, Mike?
I have. I've seen one catch a fish that was on the end of my line, by the way.
You had like an eagle for a kite?
The eagle stole my fish, by golly.
That's insane.
That's just the way of the wild.
All right, Jacob Sturtz is on.
I had caught a northern, and the eagle swooped right down and stole it from me.
That's a shame, Mike.
That is a shame. Well,
Eagles
eagles got to eat.
That's true. But I want to point out our defense. Levin Eustace, senior, he's been playing for years out here. And then Jacob Sturtz just committed to Carroll College.
Nice.
He'll be going on with his lacrosse career. I remember he was a young Dane County Coyote and has really put the time, energy, and effort to become a collegiate level player. So I'm excited for him.
Well, sure. Isn't our coach a former alumni?
No, he is not. Our coach is actually an alumnus of Carthage College.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Where you may recall the Timex from last year, Jacob Cameron, the rumors were that he had broken his leg, but good news is it was a twisted ankle.
Yeah.
So he'll be back on. And again, no surprise there that the Timex took a licking, and he's still ticking.
And Jim, the Timex is actually here in the house tonight, and Coach Tim Francis for the Panthers here brought Jacob Cameron into the locker room for these seniors to give him a little motivational speech. And nice. I can tell you, as being down there with the youth in the tunnel, the Panthers came out fired up. So whatever the Timex said certainly resonated with these boys.
It was probably just that beautiful red mullet of his. I noticed that he had quite the locks rocking pregame here, so it's nice to see him. And, of course,
You know, I tell you what, Trevor Barlow may have his work cut out for him.
Oh, Tiger Teen Beat. I saw him shirtless at prom. It's all over the internet.
Okay.
You know that good hit by Trevor Barlow. No surprise.
But another great save by the Sauk Prairie Eagles there.
Yes, they're
the
making
goalie
it clear.
is-
Now we got a ride. Oh, good try. Good try. Here we go. He just snuck through. The long pole's going end-to-end, but nice check by Henry Rothering. He came out of the box as a long stick midi and said, only white long sticks in the offensive end on our end. Like with the Panthers, you're not going to get through. We're just going to play defense. So, of course, Panthers wearing their white uniforms today. Sauk Prairie Eagles wearing red.
And the Sauk Prairie Eagles are going to slow things down, gather their wits about them. And I tell you what, Jim, if I was Sauk Prairie, I would try to take I can see where the sun is getting right in the eyes of our goalie. That's about the spot you want to shoot from, where Sauk Prairie's, who was that? Will Judge just ran past. Somewhere where you can shoot to the goalie and get the sun in his eyes. Ooh, nice takeaway.
Nice defense down there. Again, Jacob Sturtz heading to Carroll College.
I believe it's Carroll University nowadays. I feel so old, Jim. I think things have changed.
Maybe.
Yes.
Don't know.
Look at that. Nice dodge. Roll dodge.
So, again,
Braden Kanaki.
Braden Kanaki.
Excuse me.
Oh, it is Carroll University. Nice call, Mike.
Yeah, see?
I guess I'll be losing that trivia pie.
Yeah, you got to get into the 21st century there, my friend Jim.
Yeah, I'm a bit slow. And, again, I want to focus on our NIL deal. Mike has been a huge, proponent of this product for years, just for men hair coloring.
Yes.
Mike, I don't know what that color is you're rocking tonight. Is it a magenta or?
Well, a little bit of, I think they call it chartreuse.
Nice.
Yes.
You got a lot going. It's almost like a peacock feather.
Ooh, nice.
Wow. That's a shot by Iz Mickelson.
Yep, Jim, as you can see, as we call the sidewinder.
Of the Mickelson Brooklyn Mafia.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. I believe Izzy is the strong arm of the Brooklyn Mafia, isn't he not?
And speaking of toupees and hair pieces, Jim, I really need to compliment this Chico's afro that you're rocking tonight.
It is.
That is amazing.
I've got some height, and again, a lot of folks wouldn't feel comfortable with this look, but I do. I think I pull it off nice.
No, you do.
Yep. And the platform shoes really add to it.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's just got a throwback feel to it.
I'm 5'2" and 5'6" with the shoes, and then almost up to 6 feet with the afro. So it does me well. It makes me look a little bit taller. I'll tell you, it looks like we are moving the ball well now. We're moving around the top. The score, of course, is 3-0 with about a minute and 50 seconds left in the broadcast.
And another face-off win by Mickelson, Jim, which would put him at 100%.
Chad, you have another cute human interest story that just occurred here in Oregon last night. Talking about like giving back and the generations. Chad, I know you're one of the coaches of the U8 program around here. Did you? I think they had a scrimmage last night against a squad that maybe you could tell us about it from like Chad's Chats. This is a moment in Brooklyn and a moment for all of Oregon Lacrosse Club. Chad, take it away.
Yeah, thanks for the setup there, Jim. It was really just an extremely impressive event. I was just fortunate to be a part of it. I mean, so just to kind of summarize here for the folks at home, I mean, so we had our U8 squad who was just having an impressive year on their own. Many of these kids, just picked up a lacrosse stick here.
Ooh, nice
6 weeks ago, and they're, one loss on the season, doing great. But, so they had a scrimmage, so a lot of our former alumni from that state championship team 2 years ago, those guys, came back. There were 6 of them in attendance that came back, all current college players, and they came down to the U8 practice down in Little Brooklyn on the original field that they started on back in their day. And they came, gave back to the sport, gave back to the Oregon club, and had a great 1 hour practice with our little guys. And I could tell you, their eyes were lit up. They were excited. You would have thought that they were scrimmaging against the Packers.
That's must have been quite the scene. I tell you, Jim, that state championship team is well known in these parts.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, it's the kids to be able to see that you can start a sport, have the opportunity to play it as long as you like. Even from a little town like Oregon, as we said, we've got a number of commitments, even in this class. Of course, we've already mentioned Jacob Sturtz at Carroll University. And then, of course, we have Iz Mickelson, our master, the Magic Man, is heading off to Washington and Lee and will be facing off down there. And then Logan Leatherberry, the all-time state leading leader in saves, will be representing us at D1 Cleveland State next year. And just amazing to see the growth of the sport and the number of athletes going on to play collegiate lacrosse in the area has just grown exponentially. So couldn't be happier for this group as they continue that mission forward. So it looks like the end of the first period, Oregon Panthers 4, our Sauk Prairie Eagles have nothing.
Yes, that's one way to put it. And Jim, I just noticed I wanted to mention Austin Klingling, goalie for Sauk Prairie Eagles, made a save with 2 seconds left in the first quarter, and had Trevor Barlow hit that shot, that may have been a backbreaker. But as it is right now, it's 4-0, and you know, if you're the Eagles, you got to think this is something we can overcome. But if you're the Panthers, you're thinking not going to happen.
Yeah, and just a quick announcement on the public service announcement here on the senior night. We're just informed, Jim and Mike, that the main parking lot is full. That includes handicap parking, so they have set up a shuttle service from headquarters, and they'll be running every 15 minutes. So anybody at home that still is trying to get to this game, probably your best option would be to hit headquarters, jump on the shuttle, and get dropped off right at the front gate.
Well, that's nice. I saw you. You know, folks, there's still a few seats left. Come on down. It's a beautiful night here for lacrosse and the Badger Conference.
And, it is Panther Cub night. And, again, there's several that are loose. If you find a Panther, you're going to need to return it. There is a lost and found. I believe if you find a Panther Cub, Amy Cameron is the person you want to ask for as president of the club. She'd be collecting the Panthers?
Yes. She's very good with the felines.
Excellent.
Yes.
And again, Amy Cameron, she does it all from the president of the Oregon Lacrosse Club. She's run with her family huge fundraisers, meat raffles for the club. Much of this would not be available without her tireless efforts. And again, she does everything from getting youth coaches to collecting loose Panther Cubs this evening. Amy Cameron, let's give a shout for Amy Cameron.
Yes.
You rah, Amy Cameron.
Yes, 3 cheers for Amy. And also, too, Jim, I want to mention here on senior night, senior Brett Rude, or Rudy, I'm not exactly sure how that is pronounced, also a senior, had scored with a couple minutes left in the quarter. So it's good to see the lacrosse seniors for the Panthers out there tonight, contributing in all different ways.
Absolutely. Again, I feel like we're going to start the second quarter here on a high note. I would think that Iz Mickelson might win the faceoff, and then we'll be in the offensive end in any moment. Sure enough, wow, holy cats.
Never would have known.
Man. Yep. So it is a beautiful night. We do have a lot of Panther Cubs, very little seating, and we do have a few things that we want to still cover here. So if we could have you go to Chad's chat room and give us some topics you'd like to hear on the air tonight. We'll be reading those off. And, of course, I would be remiss in not mentioning some of our other sponsors that make Oregon Lacrosse possible. The Village of Oregon, it's a great place to live, work, and play, Mike.
I knew that.
Oregon School District, actively building competency, character, culture, community. And the Oregon Athletic Booster Club, doing great things for all Panther sports. Remember, your membership dues directly support our student athletes. Consider becoming a Booster Buddy today with the Oregon Booster Club. And always by your local pizza pit.
Yes, and let's not forget Culver's.
It's delicious.
Yes, I am a fan of those Glazers.
That would be Quick Trip Mike.
Oh, excuse me.
So they are not a sponsor, so we're not allowed to say that on the air. So that might be your NIL deal,
Yep,
but we
it could
can't
be.
be slipping in promotional stuff anymore. But definitely stop at Best Buy to get the best deal on electronics.
Correct. You know, I think I was confused. I am a concrete mixer fan.
Oh, concrete
Which-
mixer and a donut. I see where the confusion was, Mike.
Yes, my mind was going in one direction.
So, again, it was youth night. I think we must have had, how many teams represented? Maybe 40 of our 65 youth teams?
I'm thinking you're in the right ballpark. And
Yes,
I like,
yes, it was definitely in that ballpark.
I mean, there had to be about 400 or 500 kids in that tunnel.
Yes, all jumping up and down to jump around. That was quite a scene.
Yes, yes. But, again, that's the youth support you get here. You know what else? The parents are out tonight. The stands are full. The grandparents are out tonight. It's great to have them. And can you think of a more picturesque stadium? When you think of Wisconsin lacrosse, you think of the combine across the field, the barns, the silos in the background. This is Wisconsin lacrosse, born and raised.
It is. And I think they're taking advantage of, what was the muffler chain from Cassville? Do I have that right?
Nope, they were
Muffler belt.
muffler belt fixers. Again, we go back to the Over the Top movie, but I'm not going to. That seemed to be his one starring role. So we're back. Looks like the Panthers are going to be on offense here. It looks like ball will be coming in, back left. Sorry for that extended TV timeout. So coming in, back left. Braden Kennecke with the ball. And he'll be bringing it in, back left. There we go, up to Jacob Yeakley. Moves it over to Iz Mickelson. Back over to his brother Cato. Down to Parker Riedel. Up to Mickelson. Back to Mickelson. Rotating on that wheel. They've slid out of it. Now we've got somebody in the crease. Fake the sweep here. Move it one more. Oh, shot.
Well done. I like the roll dodge by Mr. Mickelson.
And there's actually 3 Mickelsons in the house. Adam is here as well, and he was one of the alumni that showed up last night for that 8U scrimmage. So thank you, Adam.
Good hustle is Mickelson.
You know, I tell you what, I imagine, Chad, that there's probably hope in the house somewhere. I'm going to put my money on there's 4 Mickelsons.
I think there's more than hope. We're up 4-0.
Yeah, there's more than hope. There's hope and change, right? 4-0, and we have probably 4/5 of the Mickelson Mafia in the house as it sits.
There's actually 6 of them, Mike.
4/6.
Daughter Elizabeth.
Yes. Okay. So let's say I'm going to go with like 2/3.
There you go. Nice math. And you know what?
Yes.
A lot of people said we couldn't do math. There
That's
you
right.
go.
They didn't tell us there would be math. Oh, push in the back.
Ooh, he still got it. I don't know what that.
I believe
Choice.
that was
Maybe
over the.
Ooh, there we go. Ball's right. It's going to be a foot race. Here we
Very
go.
Nice goose.
Nice hustle by the Sauk Prairie defender there, number 22.
Yes. That is. Let me see. 22. Oh yes, we've mentioned him before. AJ Clem, and he's.
Have you mentioned him before, Mike?
I have mentioned him before.
I did not.
Yes, he.
All right, so Parker Riedel down in the corner, moves it across the middle to Braden Kennecke. Hopefully they'll pull it out and get their offensive set in here. Smart lacrosse there. Up to Yeakley, over to his fellow senior. That's a whole line of senior midfielders there. Trevor Barlow.
A lot of experience out there.
Here we go. Ball's up top with Yeakley. He's sweeping to his right. It's nice to have him back with his hamstring pull that he had earlier. The other thing I'd like to bring up is Chad chats. He also has some trivia for you. Chad was telling me the other day about when it's the time to fish for certain breeds of fish, and what is Mother Nature's indicator. So if, Chad, you don't mind telling me, like when the cottonwoods bloom, or
Nice bat. No
I
pass,
go
by the way.
for starfish, or what was it that you were saying?
Well,
Couple big times.
Yeah, a couple things here, Jim. They're kind of almost a farmer's almanac type data point, but they do prove themselves to be true almost annually. And it was on the panfish, which is a very common target that people are after, especially until the game fish opener in the early May. But yeah, so you can set your watch by it for the crappies. When the lilacs are blooming, your crappies are up in the shallows and make themselves pretty fairly available to harvest. And on the bluegill side, once it's usually around Memorial Day holiday, and once the cottonwood starts to fly, that's you can pretty much set your watch that the bluegills are up on their beds in their spawning process, and also making themselves very available. So those are the two items today on the Night A fishing report. So take those for what you will, and that means next weekend, everybody, you should be out there chasing those big bluegills and wait for that cotton to fly.
All right, that seems like some highly
And
that
as a
information is
reminder,
good.
these are meant to be caught as therapy fish, not meant to be used for meat or their skin for a jacket. I know, Mike, you used to have a bluegill jacket. That is no
Yes.
longer in vogue.
And I had the bluegill tie went out on me also. That was in vogue for like 6 months.
Yep, and again, and the smell is really what caused that fashion trend to turn, right?
I think that had something to do with it. Say, Jim, I just wanted to mention there's multiple flags on the field. We got some laundry. It appears the Panthers have is it a trip?
It was more
Push.
than that. It was number 21. You got a push in the back. That would be Levin Eustace. And then up at the midfield, I thought it was close, but there was a good contact made up top, so that would probably be a full minute locked in for unnecessary roughness.
All right, so the
we're
Panthers
2
are
men
down
for
2
probably,
men.
I would say 30 seconds, 2 men down, and then probably another 30 seconds is 1 man down. But again, I didn't see the call. I'm making this up as I go, so I might be right. All right, ball's moving in across top. Our defense is moving around in the box. Nice look on the backside. Nice shot and a goal. That was a well-executed man up. Nice finish by number 41 for Sauk Prairie.
Yes, and that's Xander Kellogg.
I like that. Nice finish. Nice look on the back door. That's how you run a 2-man up. It looked fantastic.
Yes, and I cannot fault the Panther defense too much on that, Jim, when you're down two.
Yep, and it looks like we were
defenders.
just releasing the first penalty when that one scored, so that's going to even up the teams here and finish the man-up opportunity for the Sauk Prairie Eagles.
Well, as we always know, there's one way to stop momentum, and that's win the faceoff, right, Jim? And I'm looking at,
correct.
we got number 13 down there, and I don't know, I'm thinking that it's going to go our way.
We don't want to jinx him, but that guy's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's why he's going to Washington Lee. That might have been a little push in the back, but he's not going to get a lot of calls.
No, he got it. I see there was an attempt to jinx him. It just didn't work.
Yep.
It almost seems like we expect to win the faceoff with 2 short sticks at the wings there, going right into an offensive set without a long pull.
Yeah, I think that they're counting on Iz's skills, and then they've got an attacking offense. Should they slide to Iz early, they'll have 2 finishers rather than having to wait and transition the offense. It actually has worked out very well for the Panthers this year, and it's a luxury to have a kid like Iz Mickelson, who wins the percentage he does at the face-off X. Possession is a huge part of this game, so a goaltender making a few extra saves or a face-off man being almost a lock really keeps you in a lot of games that you may or may not be in, or that other teams don't have the luxury of playing from. They have to play a lot more defense. Oh, nice shot there. Finished by number 11.
That is Isaiah Torres.
So now it's 4-2, and things are getting a little tighter. I know that we had a tight one last night with Janesville where we won 6-3, and that was a game we probably should have won by a little bit more.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, Sauk Prairie, they're hanging in there, and they're doing just enough to make this competitive, and this game can go either way.
So, again, I'd like to maybe throw a question out to Chad and see, if he has some insights. But I am not much of a hunter, and what is the best part if you were to catch a deer and train them to be a therapy animal? How do you go about that?
Well, you would definitely want to start with a tranquilizer dart. because they're really hard to catch, Jim. They're pretty quick.
You know, I'll tell you, I've tried to jump on several in my backyard to no avail. They're just too fast.
I think they could smell you coming, Jim.
Is that a
But
personal
yes,
thought,
but
Mike, or just that's just
They just have a good sense of smell.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
but once you have them in captivity, they actually calm very quickly. They're very, very susceptible and prone to a nice hug, just like a referee. And
That's right.
with the proper nutrition and a good hug, I mean, they're a pet for life, and I tell you what, they're just as good as a dog.
I like it when they wag their little white tails.
Well, so I've got a question, Chad. When you're abducting these deer from the woods, I have often gone out in late November dressed as a deer just to see if I might have the opportunity to catch one. And I think this is about my 7th year straight where some dumb hunter has confused me for a real deer. I mean, sure, the costume's great, but I certainly don't walk like a deer.
Yeah, huh.
So, I mean, am I doing something wrong?
Well, unfortunately, Jim, there are just some, like in any sport, there are people that just don't play the game right, and they don't really try to identify their target before making an ethical shot, and sometimes they just, they might react on movement. So, as graceful as you are, I'm sure it was pretty easy to confuse you with a white-tailed deer. So
Probably a big buck, right? Like not just some little doe. I'm a big buck.
No, I'm thinking more of a little tiny fawn. What do you think, Chad?
Boy, that's a tough question. He's got to think about that one.
In the meantime, there is some laundry down on the field for Sauk Prairie. I believe it was a high hit to Is Mickelson. He was in the crease earlier with a nice shot. I believe he was trying a variation of the Jibbawa paddle when he was hit high, I believe is what the call is going to be.
It looks like he might be injured. He's walking rather slowly.
And
hopefully he'll stay out there. He's one of our bigger offensive threats.
I wanted to say they said a legal body check, I believe.
Ouch.
Yeah.
You know what's nice to see here on the offensive end, and Parker Riedel's been really getting involved a lot more here tonight, and I think that's a big piece on the attack lineup. As we go into this postseason, he's really making some aggressive dodges, and coming back and on the ride, and actually a couple good takeaways on the ride. So it's nice to see him getting into the mix a little more here tonight.
I think he's one heck of a talented lacrosse player. As soon as he continues to build that confidence, he's going to be deadly for these Panthers. He's got all the skills he needs to be very successful. And one thing you can't coach is a tall, lanky body like that for attackmen. That's like your prototype that they're looking for. So I think he's going to continue to grow and continue to be a strong offensive weapon for this Panther squad.
Yes, and I see, Jim, very good ball movement right now for the extra man opportunity, and the
There we
penalty's
go.
over.
That's what we're looking for. Boom. Oh, fiddlesticks. Just over the net. That was a lot of power.
That was.
Yep, he was trying for his hat trick there.
Yep, we are now at even strength. Let's just see if the Panthers can move the ball around and get another good shot on goal.
Jacob's heading to be an electrician next year. I think Trevor Barlow is apprenticing as an electrician as well. So this line out here is electric.
I was going to mention that.
Yep, I love it. And, Trevor, of course, is from that Wabisa Beach stronghold of lacrosse talent that has been there for years. I got to tell you, that was right there, Trevor Barlow. That may be one of the best effort hustle lacrosse plays I've ever seen.
Yeah, he ran him down like an inside linebacker would, didn't he?
Boy, that's an athlete. If you want to see what an athlete looks like, Trevor Barlow running that guy down from about 35 yards.
Yes,
wow.
right in front of the Panther bench, Jim, and that'll get you a number of fist bumps from your teammates.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I might want to recruit him to help me catch deer this fall. I do have another costume, but with those wheels, I'm thinking he could catch a deer.
Yeah, you might want to put him in a cheetah costume.
Well, then he wouldn't look like a deer, Mike.
No, he wouldn't look like a deer. He's fast enough as a cheetah.
Well, speaking of the linebacker there, Mike, so Trevor is, as many know, he is one of our very talented middle linebackers on that Panther football team. And, he finished up a very successful senior year at that position, earning an all-conference
Yes, he did.
recognition. And then also
Levin Eustace on the break. Nice run. Good look.
What many might not know about Trevor Barlow is he was a member of my youth wrestling program from kindergarten through 8th grade, and Trevor qualified for state 6 times in his youth wrestling career.
You know, it doesn't surprise me.
The kid's an athlete. He comes from an athletic family.
Yes, he does.
That whole Barlow clan is athletic. So we got Brett Root up here. He has been coming on this year too. He, senior, getting a lot more reps, has really turned it on this year. Here we go. Brady Zimmerman's coming up from up top. It looks like he inverted from his attack position. Nice look to Parker. Parker rolling. Get a shot, buddy. Nice shot. Good take. Good take. Here we go. Nice chase down here. Nice backup here by Rudy. I'll tell you, he's one of the kids that hustles after the ball on every play. And that, I'll tell you, young lacrosse players, just effort at every moment you're in the game will get you on the field. If you show effort, hustle after every loose ball, every ground ball, every shot, you're going to get opportunities to get on that field. So that was another shot by Parker. Just went wide, but good backup by Mickelson. He moves it over left. Nice move, Brendan Kaneki. I thought
it was
he
a
had
very
that.
nice dodge, wasn't it?
Nice job, Braden Kaneki.
Split dodge.
I'll tell you again, he had a bad leg last year. We missed him on the offense. He's going to be another dangerous one here in the future. They're going to have a solid attack next year. They got some young talent in Cam White, Zimmerman, Kaneki, Riedel. That's a solid set of attackmen going into the future.
Yes, it is. The cupboard is not bare.
Nope, and they're getting reps this year, which is important, right? I mean, the more you're on the field, the better you become. The more opportunities you get to feel the game time and know that you can take that shot or make that move makes all the difference in the world. Good look there. That was a potential pass in the middle. Trevor Barlow, again, strong on the ball. Look at this hustle, though. Cato Mickelson, Trevor Barlow, and Brett Rudy all back before the offense could get a break. That kind of hustle wins lacrosse games. Good look by Logan Leatherberry. Whoa. All the way up. Great clear from the goal line to the top of the box.
That was a strike, wasn't it? Oh, nice.
A nice look inside. Good look inside. I think that's 2 assists that Jacob Yakely could have there. Here we go. Ball's coming around. Up top.
Under 1 minute left, Jim.
Last minute to play in the period, as they say in hockey, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
But this isn't hockey.
That is correct also.
Yeah. So here we go. They're kind of isolating up top left here for you fans at home. Going to roll back down the alley. Nothing there. Move it once behind the goal. We've got about 30 seconds left. No rush here, Panther. No rush. Pull it out. There we go. Jacob Yakely is got a long pull as well, so maybe we're going to try and find a short stick matchup. He's going to try and roll back to his right. That's his strong hand. He's doubled early. Move the ball up top. Bang it one more. We're getting low on time. 12 seconds. Move it over top right. Just got past Braden. We've got about 4. Shoot it. Nice shot from up top. Long from distance. And that'll be halftime. And the score being 5-2.
Are we off?
work and leadership. Congrats, Jacob. Everyone, give Jacob a cheer for number 6. Number 9, Trevor Barlow, midfield. Trevor is fast and fun to watch on the field. On his off-season, he plays football, and off the field, he is one of the sweetest kids around. Trevor would like to thank his coaches, Jim Schleck, Tim Francis, and Kevin Weiss. His favorite memory, besides winning state in 2022, is beating Middleton last year in overtime. Yeah, that's one of Hope's favorites, too. His parents are Sherry and Tony Barlow. Next year, Trevor will do an electrical apprenticeship. Let's hear it for Trevor. Number 11, Tristan Wells, defensive midi. This is Tristan's first year playing lacrosse, and we are happy to have him on our team. Next year, he will either work or join the military. He would like to thank his mom, Josie, because she's always been there for him and supported him through every journey he has had in life so far. Advice from Tristan, quote, "Hey kids, listen to the coaches and don't be hard-headed when they're trying to help you make you better." Well, great advice. Let's hear it for Tristan. Number 13, Israel Mickelson, face-off specialist in midfield. Israel would like to thank Coach Slett for giving him countless opportunities. Israel said that he wouldn't be where he is today without his support and guidance. He thinks that's the truth for many players, and he'd like us to give a round of applause to Coach Slett. Israel will attend Washington and Lee University in Lexington, Virginia this fall. He's excited to continue playing lacrosse and plans to study some type of science. His favorite memory was winning a bag of lacrosse balls at Pipe City. We'd also like to thank his mom for feeding him good food, having fruit raffles, and being his Uber for all of the travel. Israel's parents are Hope and Scott from Brooklyn. Let's hear it for Israel. Number 21, Levin, Eustace, defense. I've always known Levin as number 11, but this year we mixed it up. Levin has been playing since the 4th grade, and we would like to thank Jim Schleck for being so awesome. Levin will do sprinkler pipe fitting with Dave Jones after he goes to Berkeley. At least that is what we recently heard from his mom, Lane. Levin's advice is to play wall ball as much as you can outside of practice. He also has fond memories of all the weekend tournaments in youth lacrosse. His parents are Ben and Lainey Eustace. Please put your hands together for Levin. Number 31, Brayton DiMartino, attack. Brayton has been playing lacrosse since 3rd grade and is also a formidable football player. Look out, because if you run into him, he's not going to be the one knocked down. He's one strong guy with a heart of gold. His favorite memories are being on the field with his friends. He would like to thank his parents, Heather and Bill DiMartino, his brother Keaton, and all the coaches he has had throughout the years. Brayton will further his studies at UW-Whitewater this fall for business. Good luck, and always remember your Brooklyn roots. Let's hear it for Brayton. Number 96, Jacob Yeakley, midfield. Yeats is the son of Ryan and Joni Yeakley. He wants the younger kids to make sure they get out there and play wall ball as much as possible. He started playing in 5th grade and was a part of the state championship in 2022 his sophomore year. Listen to his advice, kids, and you too could win a state championship someday. After graduation, Jacob plans to become an electrician. Put your hands together for 96, Jacob Yeakley. Number 99, Logan Leatherberry, the tender. Logan would like to give a shout out to his family, Coach Schleck and Coach Francis. His parents are Stacy and Jason Leatherberry, and his brother Aiden is on our coaching staff this year. Logan's favorite lacrosse memory is winning the state championship his sophomore year. My favorite is when he played a shutout game against Middleton. This year, Logan has passed the varsity saves record of 792 saves. Since last night, He holds the record at 833. This fall, he will attend Cleveland State to play lacrosse and major in athletic training. Advice from Logan: don't lose your love of the game. The game will always be there for you. Give a big shout out to our tender, Logan Leatherberry. And finally, let's give a cheer out to our 3 captains. If you would please step forward, Jacob Sturts, Trevor Barlow, and Logan Leatherberry. You have won the fruit raffle. Congratulations. Let's hear it one more time for all of our seniors. And this concludes our recognition halftime remarks. Players and parents, please gather for one final photo before we start the second half. And by the way, if you're wondering what those things are that the players are receiving, they are wooden lacrosse sticks engraved with Panthers lacrosse on them.
Nice.
And welcome back for the start of the third quarter. This is myself, Mike Kesnick, the 7-time OCA award winner.
Nine-time
that's
OCA.
well,
You forgot your 2 when you were in the
sectional regionals. You're right.
Yeah, then the facility we had to check into for a number of months.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah, but hey, you know, when you went hard as a young man, when you were in the up-and-coming broadcast leagues, when you were up near Mercer doing the Mercer Muskie games, you had a much wilder time, and it was a different time and place, right?
It was a different time and place. And
back when Joe DeGuano ruled the charts. I know he's touring Reykjavik, Iceland now.
That's right.
And
I am paying for it now, Jim.
You are. Oh,
wow.
That's, you want to start a half. We just celebrated Is Mickelson at halftime. I do want to thank again the local VFW for sponsoring the jet flyover for our seniors. And again, if you come across a loose panther, please return it to Amy Cameron. I have found that a number of the kids have abandoned, or their parents have forced them to abandon the panther cubs. We've got them locked in the women's restroom at the moment, just to keep folks at bay. And again, the medical tents are now open again, always sponsored by 9A Medical.
And Is Mickelson just completed what we call the triple whammy. He wins the face-off, does the fast break, and shoots and scores. So, Jim, he wins another face-off, as you may say. I never would have guessed.
He's 100%.
100%.
That for sure will jinx him.
Yes. And, okay, Trevor Barlow with the ball.
Ooh,
Is
inside,
Mickelson with a
nice
sneaky
goal.
dodge.
Wow.
You know, and I tell you what, again, it was a modified paddle, wasn't it, Jim?
I just think it was underhand.
Oh, just underhand? Okay, I thought perhaps it was a little jib walk.
You know, he just made a quick move inside and finished tight. Was that Cato or Is?
That was Is. And Is, you know, he is as slippery as an electric eel.
Yes. I remember that former player we used to describe as slippery like an eel, Mr. Drew Kesnick. Had a hell of a year at Detroit Mercy this year.
Yes, he did.
Team leader in a number of areas and just one cool cat.
But as I recall, he was a slippery as a greased eel.
That's true.
He was very slippery. These players tonight are electric, so I think they're as slippery as an electric eel, right?
Really, you know, with the two fellows that are going into the apprenticeship to be electrician,
it is
being as slippery as an eel, speak of the devil, you really can call that the electric eel line. The magic electric eel line. Again, that may be a new tattoo that we'll think about.
NIL?
NIL money. If you're an electric eel breeder, we have a group for you to sponsor.
And it looks like the pace of play is picked up back there. A good ground ball fight.
Yeah, you know, there was a portion of the half where Sauk Prairie was slowing things down. A lot like a couple skate when you'd go to the roller rink. You know, they'd be playing the heavy disco.
That's right.
A lot of We Are Family, La Freak, making your move through there.
Yeah.
And then, boom.
The slow song.
Right to Babe from Styx.
Yes.
Slowed it right down. The lights went down. And, you know, all that fun you were having just rolling around on your roller skates.
That's right.
Again, I want to, you know, thank Mike again for his new NIL deal. Mike is the new spokesman for Ronco products. So, you know, I don't know if you recall the rotisserie oven. You just set it and forget it. Mike will be taking his hand in that. Flex Seal, you name it, Mike will be covering a lot of those products.
Yes, I think I'm being hired as just a general spokesman, correct?
Yeah, Mr. Microphone. Well, you'll be doing a lot of those infomercials.
That's right.
Because those are very popular again, infomercials.
That's correct. And
hat trick.
Throw your hat on the ground. Oh my gosh! Don't throw the Panthers out there. Those are baby animals.
Well, they're quick.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, so I think that was a little something they had planned in the crowd, wasn't it?
You know, like they used to throw like squid and thing on the ice up in Detroit. I hope it doesn't become a thing throwing these Panthers out on the field, because now
I hope not.
Look at those referees try to catch them and running around, and now the youth are out there trying to court. Oh my goodness!
You know, maybe the Panther Cub giveaway. We just got to end that
again. Yeah. Well.
I will.
I don't know what I'm going to do with all these damn Panther Cubs.
Well, look at this, Jim. We do have a new face-off man now, and I think that's understandable. Is Mickelson proved his point?
That he's pretty good.
Yep. And so now, who?
Number 16, Mike.
Yes, Owen Tauschik.
Yes. Well, they're going to need a face-off guy next year, right?
That's correct.
And
good experience.
Good experience. Get some reps in here, and you know, good for the playoffs. You know, we think Is Mickelson is indestructible, but you know he takes a lot of hits. So
yes, and as we mentioned earlier, it's tough on the forearm and the wrist. Oh, nice takeaway. I believe that was that Levin?
Yeah.
No. Levin used to be 11,
but now he's
but
21.
now it's Gabe Grossen.
So Gabe took it away?
Correct.
Okay, so It wasn't Levin
Ooh,
Eustace.
that was close to being out of bounds. But
All
Sauk
right,
Prairie
ball's
moving
coming
the
in.
ball.
Jacob Sturt's got him. Good body. Nice play in that D. Lift, lift, lift. Good defense. That's why he's going to Carroll University.
Yep, I think they may be calling interference on that one.
I don't know. It might have been a hold, but I don't think it was. I thought that was solid D. I think the attackman maybe wrapped himself up.
Looks like a hold.
Yep, 30-second technical hold, but I'd like my defense to play that way if it was one-on-one, and he really did a terrific job.
No, I understand. He can't let him get by us, so.
He's having words with the ref, but I think he was just asking for direction on how he should have made that play.
I think he was going to go hug him.
Yeah, a lot of folks hug refs, and I encourage you to do the same.
And I believe he was asking him if he wanted glazers or dunkers after the game.
It might be, or a McCafe, right? So,
Yes.
again, if you see a ref, before a game, after a game, feel free to go give them a hug. Tell them how much you appreciate what they do for the sport. It's not just referees for lacrosse. Refs for any sport, should really get your kindness up, because without referees, we would not be able to play the games we all know and love. Oh, I like this. Who's number 14? He's looking like he's got some wheels.
That's Dominic Mastucci.
My gosh, Dom, you look fantastic out there. It's good to see him getting some run, too. I'll tell you, that kid works his tail off. He goes and takes extra shots after practice. He's comes over to the Lincoln Road Lacrosse Club and takes shots. He has really put his passion into this game, and I love to see him moving out there off ball. I think he's making smart moves. Oh, look, I think you might want to feed him. Oh, I think that would have been a good look to Dom back there.
I think you're correct, and so the Panthers have effectively killed the Sauk Prairie penalty.
I like how aggressive he's being in there on the ride as well. That was good man ball on the by the Panthers. I'm glad to see Tim's getting a lot of the seniors in too. It's good to see Braden DiMartino out there. He's good moving off the ball too. I'd love to see him rip one in here.
That'd be good to see.
Yep, Trev. Yep, that's it, Braden, right there. Sneak. He's got it.
There he is.
Oh, good handle though inside.
Was that the pipe, or that was just?
It might have been pipe.
It looked like it could have been pipe or a kick.
That was a great look and a great catch inside. Good hands. And now Dom Mustachi with the ride. He's got him on the run. He's got some wheels. He gets that from his mother, Jamie. Jamie's a sprinter. Chris is more of a lineman.
Aha.
Both excellent at yoga, though.
Yes. Hot yoga.
I don't know if it's hot yoga, but I know they do yoga, and they both look terrific.
Don't they do the billy goat yoga?
I don't know, and I don't know what that is, but if that's
not,
something in Chad's chat room, Chad.
Once you got to get in the 21st century, billy goat yoga is. Maybe Chad's chat room has dealt with that.
No, I don't think it has, but we are looking to make some magic, memorable moments with one lucky fan to come up here and get interviewed by Chad's chat, and we're hoping that we get that up here soon. But so far, the Panthers are looking good down there. Henry Rothering up top playing the long stick. That's a family that couldn't give any more to the sport. Also, Ben has been a tireless youth coach. So is his wife. They're always there for every event. They're always here to help out. Ben does the announcing here at the games. Just did a great job for the seniors at halftime.
Nice
and I'll tell
takeaway.
you, the other nice
Panthers.
thing is they're just fun people. It's good to have fun people in the sport. It was great to see so many parents at halftime of the seniors that have made the sport what it is around here, and a lot of big smiles out there. I think this game has been good for the community. It's good for kids to try some new things and try some other sports, and the fact that we're now WIA sport and we get to use the facilities, and our director of athletics, Brittany Spencer Grant, has been nothing but a wonderful supporter of the sport, embraced it from year one here, and has really made it something that we had always hoped it would be. And these kids are showing up at the youth levels to continue this tradition on forward. That was a great scoop by Cato Mickelson on the run there. It's a nice break, good look by Logan Leatherberry as well.
A good outlet pass, wasn't it? So, Jim, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, it's 8-2 Panthers.
All right, Jacob Yeakley maybe looking for his fourth. Maybe he can feed the middle. I know they're all looking for Braden DiMartino. Dom's on the back door as well. I like his positioning. Nice look. I'd like to see him make a move upstream here. Oh, nice knockdown by the defender, though. Oh, ball down. Good battle back there, though.
Yes, we get to see the nice ground ball fight. Panther ball.
I have to say this lacrosse field
Whoa.
has held up pretty well throughout the season as well. And again, as we take a moment to reflect on lacrosse, one of the things we wanted to do is have a memorable moment for the local lacrosse families in the area. Chad's Chat, again, interviewing someone locally that really makes a difference. So Chad, back to you for your interview with Hope Mickelson.
Thank you, Jim. And Hope, welcome. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And I think I speak on behalf of the entire Oregon lacrosse community that Hope is the godmother of the Oregon lacrosse program. She's done so much for this program. Every family has nothing but great things to say about you, Hope, and you've put so much of your efforts, tireless efforts into this to make this experience great on and off the field for these kids. So thank you for that, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here tonight. What a gorgeous night for lacrosse.
So with that, with the Mickelson crew that we talk about frequently here, we have two of your boys out here on the field tonight. We have one of our graduates, Adam, your son, who is a sophomore at Wisconsin and playing for the Badger squad. So three active players still playing the game that you've helped them grow in and love. So why don't you share what it's like being the mother of three lacrosse athletes?
Well, it is absolutely wonderful, Chad. I couldn't ask for a better game to watch. I mean, it is the creator's game. And the fact that when they started, it was right across the street from us. That's how we got started with it. They could walk across the street, pick up a stick, and they got to meet Coach Schleck and Coach Kesnick and all the fine boys over there, and they loved it from the very start.
And Hope, I might want to drop a quick question because I read this somewhere, maybe it was on Reddit or something, that you're a tail hooker.
Oh, yes, I am a tail hooker, and that is one thing that I pride myself on, and it has been a very good title for me to have, and it's joyful to think about the time that I was on and got to land on the aircraft carrier.
Very nice. Is it true, Hope, that you were most valuable tail hooker your rookie season?
I actually, that was kind of false. I went for it, but
yes.
I didn't get it my rookie year, but I
That's
was
right.
nominated.
Nominated for Rookie of the Year also. Oh, nice shot.
Jacob Beakley, that's 4, and he took a great shot. And I think he may have lost a shoe.
I think he took a shot to the shin.
Oh, ouch. That'll
Yes.
leave a mark.
And sticking with the potential trophy case here for Hope Mickelson, I understand that you recently were just attended the Team Mom National Championships out in Syracuse, New York, and unfortunately you were eliminated in the semifinals due to an injury. But why don't you tell us about that experience, and congratulations on such an accomplishment. I know there were several layers of playoffs that you made it through, and Oregon couldn't be prouder of you.
Thank you so much. Wow, that was quite an experience, making it through the whole challenge. And there was a number of things. Lining the field was one of them, and I was so happy that I was able to bring my knowledge of both the boys and girls lacrosse lining. Another one was planning team meals. And so being able to organize and figure out how much taco meat and how many snacks and how many drinks for a number of players was another thing on the list, as well as dealing with difficult parents and players. And so having to have the language to get out there and speak and calm people down and also bring the fun. I was really, really excited for the person who won.
Speaking of
Cato
Mickelsons,
Mickelson
yes,
out there. Woo!
part of the
And I love
Mickelson
the,
Mafia.
bounce shot. And tell him that couldn't make his youth coach any prouder to see a bounce shot and score in the upper corner. Beautiful shot by the youngest Mickelson, Cato Mickelson.
So, Hope, I would assume also, I mean, something that you did and still do for our program here is your, on special events, senior night, youth night, or, whatever the occasion may be. You are so creative with, signage and streamers, banners. You just do everything to, help decorate the stadium, hand out stuff to parents, the sticks that the kids get on senior night, all kinds of just super neat things. And, things that actually you, as a teacher, you stroll across the hall to the wood shop and hand make a lot of these things that you give away. And I've personally received a couple of those handmade gifts, and I tell you what, they mean a lot.
Well, thank you, Chad. It is my pleasure to make those things. I know that sometimes my art is not necessarily deemed beautiful by some, but I know that you really enjoyed it, and it is functional.
Well, and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I really like that.
Nice.
That was Cam White. I'd like to see him stepping up as a young attackman. I think he's going to be dangerous here in the next couple years. Fearlessly moved through the middle and rolled back, and terrific shot.
Yes, Hope, if I could just ask if you can speak to it. The experience at with Team Mom Nationals, can we talk a little bit about the specifics of the injury? Was that, during making the team dinners with the food fight, or was it lining the field when the machine got a little out of control? Can we speak to that at all?
Sure. The injury was kind of silly, actually. I was carrying a watermelon as I was going to chop it up, and as I was cutting up the watermelon, I had it ready to go, and the cutting board actually slipped and fell on my toe. I broke my toe.
That was not a Hope Mickelson made cutting board.
Wow, I hope not.
And then I picked up my leg, and at the same time, I just kind of fell head over tail right on the ground. Oops-a-daisy. And I strained my hamstring, and I pulled my Achilles, and I had a bruise on my hip. And so I still stuck it out for the next day's challenge, but the winner, who is Deborah Anderson, the original OG Lax mom, she won, and I was very, very proud of her and very happy to be there.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll tell you that Deborah Anderson, if you look her up on the web, she's a hard one to beat.
Oh, she is, and she just absolutely loves the game. She knows it inside and out. She just feels it in her heart and in her soul, and just being around her just made me love the game even more.
I'll tell you, I'm excited to announce that Mike Kesnick has booked the announcing gig next year for Team Mom National Awards down there in Santa Fe, New Mexico. They'll be hosting next year's event, and Mike was voted on his profile, on his MySpace account, and was selected to be the announcer for next year. They call him the Silver Fox. 9-time OCA award winner Mike Kesnick is going to be the new voice of the Team Mom Awards.
Yes, and it'll be a lot of fun, and we're having it's going to be a whole weekend affair. I believe the night before we're going to spend in Las Vegas. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sometimes these Team Mom dinners and awards get a little crazy. Let's just call a spade a spade. They get a little kooky, but I think,
I regret going with the Bang wig from Chico's Hair Club for Men. The Bangs look just apparently did not get me the assistant hosting gig, but the kid Chad Nidale will be there, right? He'll be your wingman.
Oh, sure, he will.
Absolutely, and we, of course, without a doubt, we expect to see Hope back into that contest. So Hope, again, how fortunate and lucky you are, and to watch three boys compete. 2 at the high school level, 1 at the collegiate, and next year 2 at the collegiate. And you have a daughter that competed in college athletics as well, and was very successful. So
Athlete of the year, wasn't she?
Yourself and Scott have done a great job with those kids, and I'm sure you couldn't be any more proud, and we're proud of you guys as well.
Thank you so much, and I just wanted to give a huge shout out to all of the senior boys tonight and all of the boys on the Panthers team, all the youth that are here. I got to see all the smiling faces down there, and just keeping these sticks in the hands of these young kids just makes my heart so happy.
It's nice to see all 500 of them out there, right? Those kids are huge.
Absolutely. I think there was more like 750, Jim.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
when I did
see,
the
she's
final
better at
count.
numbers than you are, Jim.
Well, you'd think we'd be able to get rid of these damn Panther Cubs then, because we keep getting them returned, and nobody wants to bring a live Panther home.
Well,
I think
there
it's
are
the food
issues.
cost.
Yeah.
It is.
So.
Panther chow is expensive.
It is. Well, thank you so much for having me, Chad. I really appreciate it, and thanks for being here. And again, to all the Panthers out there, all the boys, especially the senior boys, congratulations. And I couldn't have a better feeling tonight in my heart of joy watching you guys on the field.
Well, thanks so much, Hope, and appreciate you spending some time with us, sharing some thoughts, and go down and enjoy those boys in this fourth quarter.
And that's Chad's Chats with Hope Nicholson, the godfather of Oregon Lacrosse. The godmother.
Godmother.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry,
you know,
godmother.
Jim shares a dual role. She's godmother / matriarch of the Mickelson Mafia.
So that's
Yes.
where I got the godfather from, because I
Yep,
was thinking
so-
Mafia. But again, welcome back to the fourth period of tonight's matchup between the Oregon Panthers and the Sauk Prairie Eagles. We have a score of 11 Oregon Panthers and 2 Sauk Prairie Eagles. And it's just been one heck of a fun night with the senior night here, and looking forward to the boys heading into the playoffs.
I saw the Panthers jumping around there to the begin the fourth quarter. Wasn't the booth shaking up here? It felt like it.
Oh, well, this stadium, you know, it does have a seat capacity, but I don't know if the fire marshal has come down or not yet. But we
Let's
have
hope not.
quite a crowd, and that shuttle bus is still arriving from over there at headquarters. So again,
Panther ball.
Nicholson with the face-off again. Ooh, ouch! Looks like that was a tough hit on Lane Kinsley. But Brayton DiMartino with the hustle, working it back into the middle. Oh, nice effort. All right, so we're moving the ball now. It's going to be Sauk Prairie Eagle ball. Up in the air goes the pass, and connected on a clear for the Sauk Prairie Eagles. But Trevor Barlow's on the job. Here he goes, running back afterwards. Again, definition of an athlete. He's up by 9 goals, and he doesn't stop chasing the play.
He's a winner.
You can't coach that, kids. You just got to have it. You got to have that desire in your heart to get back, even when you're up by 9 goals.
I think it takes a certain amount of playing with, maybe a chip on your shoulder or anger or saltiness, something of that nature, Jim.
We got a new player in the old Nide 55.
Ooh, I thought that was retired.
I did as well. The
It was
director-
hanging from the rafters when
I
we
don't
walked
know.
in.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if this is a shout out to their NCAA victory with the Lewis Flyers. That might just be.
That could be.
Throwing it out to his mentor. He's also a long stick, probably.
Paying homage.
Might have even had a Nide poster on the wall growing up.
Oh, I bet.
I know I did. Chad Nide, 5-time state wrestling champion.
Oh, yes, I had Seth Nide's poster, the one he looked like High Plains Drifter.
Yeah. That may have been Clint Eastwood. Sometimes they're often mistaken. And
Many times.
I know Seth was also the mayor of a town in California.
He was.
I think Carmel. Both of them were mayors of Carmel.
I see we have a new goalie out there also, Jim.
Yep, Keaton DiMartino, the brother of Brayden DiMartino. So we're giving Logan Leatherbeer a little break before the playoffs, but as the all-time save leader, I appreciate that he gave a little time here to get us ready for next year.
Yeah,
And he's out of the box.
Good look on the clear. Great clear.
I like it.
Oh, just a little bit long here. Now it's coming back the other way. You know, as you get on the field with a group of new players, oftentimes it feels a little chaotic because folks are used to being in certain places and now someone else is there. But this is that field looks a little slick. Chad, back with you.
We have a timeout here for Sauk Prairie Eagles.
Yeah, it's just nice here to to see some of these underclassmen get in, and some of these these backup players that are just not far behind the starting lineup, but they're getting some run here tonight. Oddly, the playoff bracket is already fully seeded and ready to execute prior to the season being complete. So, in actuality, the result of tonight doesn't influence that in any way. So this is we have a comfortable lead here, 11-2 with 9:30 to go in the fourth. So let's get these guys out and get them some run.
Yes, and I think I saw, Chad, on my face that the Panthers are ranked 5th in their bracket. So that would be, 5 out of 20, I suppose. So that's actually a pretty good ranking.
It is. It's terrific, and I think this Panther team they didn't think they'd have a lot here this year, but they've really shown up and played some terrific lacrosse, especially as the season has progressed. It tells you that if you have kids with grit, which I think Oregon does, we don't always match up athlete for athlete, but as far as heart, hustle, and commitment to the game, I don't know if I'd put anybody up against the Oregon program.
And as you say, Jim, it's tough to teach the grit part.
Yep. You know, they've always played well from being underdogs. Tim Francis and Austin Lynch and the whole crew, Joe and Aiden, have done a terrific job with this group. You can see some of the seniors taking a break over there. They've earned it this year and saving some energy. I believe they have one more game. They played last night, tonight, and tomorrow just to get all the league games in before the playoffs start. So it's nice to see them get a break. Two games. This one's a little bit more lopsided, but last night was a tight game, so it's nice to see that out there. So, Mike, tell me more about the Waubesa Beach area and why it's such a hotbed for local lacrosse.
Well, I believe, Jim, it goes back to its tradition, to be honest. And
so there was a Native American tribe living on Waubesa Beach at some point.
Yes, there was, and I believe, I think it was the native Ho-Chunk, to be honest. And they played lacrosse, again, with the sticks and the rocks.
Yeah, kind of like I did back in the day, huh, Mike?
Yes, that's correct. And, you know, you turn the page, and next thing you know, they're playing with very expensive equipment. And we've gone through a lot of that. Harry, Drew's older brother, my oldest son, is played. He's part of the Waubesa Beach crew, as well as a few of your Barlows. There's been a lot come through the area.
So, Mike, was that field along the west coast of Lake Waubesa, or is it out on Hog Island Point?
Well, originally it was on Hog Island, but the topography just didn't work right. So I believe that they had moved it over to the western shores. Correct.
And they did that with wooden canoes that they carved themselves, huh, Mike?
That is correct. And there are still traces of that in the neighborhood.
I think there's one hanging at Christie's.
There is, yes.
Yeah. That's Christie's, for those of you who don't know, is a local watering hole that has always been a huge support of lacrosse and former lacrosse players.
Yes, and it's owned by a family that are former Oregon Panthers themselves, the Christensen family. Played a lot of football back in their day.
Well,
That's back when I don't think they had face masks, a long time ago.
Well, look at this.
Look at Barlow. He's on the
Barlow
move again.
Fourth quarter, up by 9. The kid doesn't stop hustling. And I'll tell you, I coached him when he was 8 years old. He was just like that. No quit Barlow. They've instilled a tremendous work ethic in that group there. Looking like we're starting to see a bunch of new players. Great save by Keaton DiMartino there, and looking up quick for the clear.
Nice outlet pass.
Yes.
It got through.
Nice job, Lane.
Is that Lane?
Yes, go, buddy. Go to the hole. Go, buddy. You got it. Yes, yes!
Oh.
All right, Lane Kinsley with the goal, and he earned every
Excellent.
bit of that.
Excellent.
I could not be happier. That is fantastic. What a great goal. My goodness. Great ground ball. Ran right through it. Sweeped. Yeah, just perfect lacrosse there. Scooped it up, never slowed down a step, swept around his defender, and a hard shot off hip on the goaltender. I couldn't be more excited. He's been playing since 5th grade, just never quit on this sport, and it pays dividends. So I just could not be happier at this moment for he and his family.
And that is great to see. And I'm glad that Coach Tim Francis has some of the guys that don't are out there all the time and don't see as much playing time out there. Because, again, you say, Jim, it does build the program, and it's good for the future.
Yep, and I'll tell you, it's also that it's a very deep program. A lot of these kids, ouch.
Didn't I hear a dozen U8 kids?
Yep, dozen U8s. I was, I'm excited because that's a tough group of kids. They've got some great athletes. They've got some great attitudes.
Well,
and,
when I saw that
the
one kid dropped the ball that you had them doing, what was it, 50 push-ups? That was pretty good.
Well, got to get them tough.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I didn't think you could do 50 push-ups as a 7-year-old, but boy,
I can't do it as an adult.
Yeah, but the way they were ripping him off, that was nice to see.
You should really see him run the hill, Mike. That's
Oh,
sometimes I feel like
Sometimes if you get up before
sometimes I
dawn
feel like
with
they
us.
want to do it.
Yeah.
I've heard of this. Yes.
Yeah, if you sometime get up with our U8 program, and before the sun rises, we always run to the top of the hill, at sunrise as a team.
Yes.
Yeah, it's actually located just down here by the ice arena. So we've named it Pride Hill, and the kids really enjoy being at the top of that in the morning as that sunrise comes up to the east.
Yeah, and then when they're done with that, they have to move a pallet of bricks to the top and back as a team, and after that, then the training starts.
Yes, I did hear about pushing the pallet of bricks up the hill. Some
they
of
have to move 'em
parents,
one
I
at a
think
time,
I heard,
Mike,
Jim, some
one
of the
at a time.
parents thought that might be a little extreme, but this is the way you build champions.
Yep, and we lost one game. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I heard that was
results
controversial anyway.
They speak for themselves.
Well, there were several U10s that were reclassed down to that U8 group. So I mean, it was obvious.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
I mean, sometimes you can just tell an obvious 9-year-old over an 8-year-old, and
But when they drive themselves to the game,
this
that's
is true.
the difference.
Yes, with their girlfriend on the back of the Harley.
So we have about 5 minutes to go here. This is our final contest here with OCA Media at the Panther Stadium, where we possibly have a playoff game here next week, maybe.
Chad, you travel the state a lot for your job. Can you tell the fans why you still use a triptych and with AAA and highlight all your routes? Is it because of the quaint locations you can find along the way? And where would you say the best breakfast in Richland County is?
Without a doubt, it's Dewey's White House. It's located in the Comfort Suites over there.
Oh, so
Yes.
It's a country kitchen standalone, but it's part of it. But yeah, Dewey's White House Country Kitchen, without a doubt, they have the best country fried steak and eggs.
Oh,
I know that's one of your go-tos, Jim.
Oh, yeah.
And
Especially
it would
at
be
Jim's
worth
Gym.
it. And it's a beautiful drive out there to Richland County, so I'd certainly give that a shot if you can make it.
I will, for sure. Again, the whole triptych thing, I do think a lot of us have the interweb. Mike and I are big sponsors from MySpace and Napster. Have you ever thought about using a MapQuest?
No, I'm not quite there yet. I still think some of those newer technologies are, there's still some holes in them. I'm not sure they can be trusted. So I really like to, stick back with the triptychs, and that's been working well for me. So why make the change?
I mean, you
How do you
gotta love Bobby at AAA. I mean, she's a magician with that highlighter. I mean, I was going down through
Nice save.
Louisville, and she made sure I had the right route. It's really kind of exciting. Here we go, Lane Kinsey with the ball. Good look. What are we looking for? Timeout, maybe?
Okay,
I
so
believe a timeout.
3 minutes, 22 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. I'd like to take this chance here. I have my last Chad's chat conversation here, and I know in all of your humbleness, you get a lot of credit, and you certainly don't advertise it too often. But I think it was very evident here at this halftime ceremony for the seniors. And they paid some tributes to coaches and players and parents and family, people and things that have helped them along the way to be successful with their lacrosse journey. And Jim, I think your name came up on nearly 75% of those athletes that you've had a role with, that started back in that little bumpy field in Brooklyn that we're coaching those U8s on today. And these kids started down there themselves, and now they've many of them had the chance to be on a state title team and still out here loving the game, and a lot of that's because of you. And I say this with a lot of respect and a lot of emotion, Jim, that you have really brought a special thing here to Oregon and created just a wonderful opportunity for so many kids.
Well, I feel a little beklempt as you get a tribute like that, but I will tell you, it didn't happen alone. There's a lot of people, yourself included, Mike, OCA Media. I would be remiss in not mentioning my wife Tracy more than I do. But that, it's a game I enjoyed, and I'm just happy other people like it. And I was taught by a great guy named Hal Rosenberg, the coach for the Badger squad, and he has spread that joy for the last 50 years. So with any luck, I'll get halfway there. But Chad, you've now solidified a spot at my funeral as a potential speaker, so I appreciate you saying such kind words.
Or a pallbearer. How's that?
Yeah.
Well, no, Jim, we do appreciate it. It's and if you consider Hal Rosenberg as the main trunk, you are the main beam, one of the main beams of the coaching tree, and I think we all sprout off of that. And the coaching tree has really grown. As I speak of that, we have a fast break from Sauk Prairie Eagles, and the defense.
Mike, you bring up a good point. We do have at our U14 talk about a lot of coaching branches. A bunch of kids off the 2022 team: Hunter Newton, Aiden, Max Rolsey. Have all come out and contributed as coaches, and have been for several years. And I just can't thank them enough for continuing the sport and really making it what it is. And just giving back. They had a good time. They're bringing it back, and it's really
Growing the sport, isn't it?
growing the sport, and having kids come back and coach just probably means more to me than the number of kids that play. So it's just great to see everybody enjoyed it enough to give back. And Hayden Sharkus has joined that coaching staff, and having some goaltending experience really helps the youth succeed.
Well, it is. It's the new generation of coaches, and it seems like it's come full circle, hasn't it?
It sure has, and I'm looking forward to more and more of these kids continuing that. I know that Adam Slager and Drew Kesnick both coach for the Alpha Travel Program in the summer, so it's great to see those guys giving back. It continues to grow the game, and the kids have a lot of fun with a good shot, Parker. And then moving out here, we've got about 1 minute and 23 seconds left. Again, we can't thank OCA Media enough. Talk about a treasure for the community. Having the ability to show all these games to folks who can't be here, grandmothers, friends, and family. I know that we have a ton of them around the country tonight, and including internationally up there at Eagle Lake, Ontario. Want to thank the North Shore Lodge for their continued support. Good defense back there by Henry Rothering. I like the aggressiveness. I think that was an excellent play. Unfortunately, we're going to get a push called. And then we want to thank, Chris Montecchino down in Kansas City, Vince Narciso, Buzz Walsh, all folks tuning in on Chad's chat box, or chat room.
And Joe and Linda Guano at Reykjavik, Iceland.
That's
Yes.
right. Not only are we all around the United States, I believe 7 continents, right, Jim?
That's right.
So
The
that's
Ar-
2
Antarctic,
hemispheres.
Panther Pride group, and of course, probably one of the bigger fans, the Indiana Pattersons, that have been huge supporters of the program for years. Looks like Sauk Prairie is going to stick a late goal in here to make it 12-3. But you know what? Those are the things that bring you back to practice the next day, getting one more, or just having an extra shot.
And speaking of those Pattersons, Jim, in the house tonight is former 2023 graduate Eric Patterson,
Boy, he
who
had a
has
heck
had
of a
himself
year.
a wonderful year. He just earned all-conference first-team honors at a long stick defender, and so congrats to Eric. What a great accomplishment as a
Huge
freshman. I
accomplishment
mean,
as a
I think he started early in the year, wasn't seeing much of the field, started earning a little run, and then by the end of the season, he was their guy.
He led the league in caused turnovers and takeaways. So, pretty
Yes, I do
impressive.
believe I heard he had a game with some obscene numbers as far as statistics with takeaways.
I
and
think
ground
I know
balls.
that one, Mike. I believe it was 13 ground balls and 4 or 5 takeaways.
Those are some big numbers, isn't it?
Here's Brady Fields out there. He's been coming on too as a defensive midi. Good athlete, super fast, loves the game. 19 seconds left, and number 19 has the ball. It's sliding back to Sauk. They may try and stick a late one in here. Oh, off the bar. That was a heck of a shot. And I want to thank again OCA Media. We got a little sidetracked, but with all my heart, OCA, they've stood by the Panther lacrosse program even before it was a varsity sport. They gave us the opportunity to film the games, share them with the community, and grow the sport. So for that, I can't thank OCA Media enough. And with this will be the end of our lacrosse broadcast for this evening, with the Panthers winning 12-3. And Mike, the OCA award winner, as always, the Silver Fox. And then Chad Kid Nide with his Chad's Chat tonight. Want to thank him for joining the broadcast team. And, of course, Chico's Hair Club for Men. Again, the afro was what I needed, and it looks like it brought the Panthers some great success.
Yes,
So,
and it has brought a number of comments.
Well, really enjoyed my time, Jim and Mike. Thank you for having me, and what a beautiful evening and a great contest.
Yes, and once again, it's a good way to end for the 9 or 10 seniors here on senior night is a 12-3 victory. And the playoffs are coming up soon, and we are ranked 5th, which I believe would mean there is a playoff game here.
Yeah, I believe so. We may be back with more lacrosse action, but we'll wait to see. And until then, have a great night and an even better tomorrow.
Good night, folks.
All right. There. Have fun.
Yes, yes.
Have fun.
All righty.
Well done.
Yes. As you can see, we have our fun. All right, thanks for everything.